Hey guys, today I want to talk about O2 and CO2 static tables. In many high activity sports, freediving for example, there are some well-known exercises to develop smart breath holding skills. Most of these exercises consist of breath holds and rests with specific lengths. Apnea tables or static tables are apnea training based on repeated intervals of breath holds. Most of these exercises consist of breath holds and rests with specific lengths. They are mostly used in freediving, but they can be very beneficial when practicing other sports or just for meditation and relaxation moments. So an O2 and CO2 static tables are basically timed static breath holds with no movement during them. Their aim is to get the body used to the extreme conditions of lack of oxygen or excess carbon dioxide. If you want to improve the duration of your breath hold, you must get your body used to having high levels of carbon dioxide and low levels of oxygen. It takes quite a lot of time to do this, but this static training undoubtedly leads to a visible improvement in the long run. You need to follow two types of tables, CO2 and O2. They are both based on your personal best, which you should measure beforehand. So we'll break down a CO2 table right now. CO2 tables basically enable the body to get used to high levels of carbon dioxide. It does that by decreasing the resting time between fixed breath hold periods. The duration of breath hold during these tables should not be higher than 50% of your personal best, and the table should consist of no more than 8 cycles. So I'll break down a CO2 table. We'll go in 8 parts, okay? So each time the breath hold, let's say your maximum breath hold is 3 minutes. So for a CO2 table, we want to keep our breath hold limit to 1 minute 30. That's half our personal best. So we're going to start our table by breathing normally for 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes? Then we're going to do a 1 minute breath hold. Remember, during all this, you're going to do the relaxation phase, the one big breath, and the recovery breathing. All right, this is all going to help. So the first one, 2 minutes 30 relaxation, followed by a 1 minute 30 breath hold. 2 minutes 15 rest, followed by a 1 minute 30 breath hold. 3, 2 minutes rest, followed by a 1 minute 30 breath hold. 4, 1 minute 45 rest, followed by a 1 minute 30 breath hold. 5 is a 1:30 minute rest, followed by a 1:30 minute breath hold. And this is where you're going to start to feel those contractions coming on and the uncomfortableness of the rising CO2 in your blood. So 6 will be 1 minute 15 rest, followed by a 1 minute 30 breath hold. 7 will be a 1 minute of breathing, followed by a 1 minute 30 breath hold. And 8 will be 1 minute of rest again, followed by a 1 minute 30 breath hold. And by this stage, you really should be starting to feel those contractions. But that's a good sign, and you should just practice these as much as possible. Just do it once a day if you can. This will probably take 25 minutes to do this static table, but it's one of the greatest tools for really getting that maximum breath hold. So now we'll talk about an O2 table. So this type of static table makes the body get used to very low levels of oxygen. It does that by decreasing the duration of breath holds between resting periods. The duration of the last breath hold in this table should not exceed 80% of your personal best, and the table, similar to the CO2 table, should have 8 cycles or less. So I'll break down an example of a table that is based on a personal best of 3 minutes. So you want to start by breathing normally, getting into that relaxation phase for 2 minutes, followed by a 1 minute breath hold. Then again, 2 minutes of resting, followed by a 1 minute 15 breath hold. 3 is 2 minutes of resting again, followed by a 1 minute 30 breath hold. 4, 2 minutes of resting again, followed by a 1 minute 45 breath hold. 5 is 2 minutes of resting again, followed by a 2 minute breath hold. 6, 2 minutes of resting again, followed by a 2 minute 15 breath hold. 7, a 2 minute resting period again, with 2 minutes of 30 of breath holding. And then 8, 2 minutes again, followed by another 2 minute 30 breath hold. You can modify this table by changing the maximum breath hold to 80% of your personal best, or by changing the duration or resting periods between breath holds. With this exercise, you want to decrease the fixed resting period and increase the duration of the initial breath hold. Please remember, if you're doing any of this stuff in water, always train with an experienced buddy. The good thing about these CO2 and O2 tables is you can do them in your bed, on your couch, at home, and they're just a great overall exercise to really improve your maximum breath holding.